Welcome.
All right, Taylor, what have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing this week? Borderlands, shitload of Siege. That's really all.
You were playing a board game, weren't you, with Camarina?
Oh, I was. Oh, yes, I was playing, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Uh, that, that was a lot of fun. I played that with Cam and my brothers. And then we played Betrayal at the House on the Hill.
Betrayal the House on the Hill?
Yeah, it's a board game. It's really fun.
Cobra and I tried keep talking and nobody explodes, but there's a certain level of anxiety that it just doesn't mix with.
Oh, there.
No. Let's make this clear. It's Mason. It's not Mason. It's me. I can't do it. Mason's fine. He wants to keep going. I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah, no, there is.
Yeah.
We definitely blew up a couple of times, but we found out that like there were a couple of people who knew modules really well, and like so we would just have those people focus on explaining those modules.
Isn't this called cheating?
Yeah.
Well, no, because we had 3 people. We only had 1 diffuser and 3 people look at the manual.
It's not who wants to be a millionaire, dude. You can't phone a friend.
Well, no, I mean we worked as a team. 'Cause I've seen it done that way before.
That could work. Yeah, that could work or make it like far worse.
Yes, it could. Hence, though, we blew up a couple of times.
Can you tell me about the board game though?
A Betrayal at the House on the Hill. So what it is you can have a group of 6 people that are trapped inside of this haunted house. And what you do is you go around discovering rooms. There's a basement, there is a roof, there's a main floor, and then if you get the expansion to it, there's an upper floor. And every time you open up a room, some room has some sort of, or not all, but most will have some sort of symbol on them. That could mean an event has taken place. That could mean you get an omen. That could mean that you get an item.
What determines that? Is it cards or is there like a DM?
There's tiles. So no, there is no DM. Everyone plays. There are room tiles that you draw through.
Okay.
Depending on where you are. If you get trapped in the basement, unfortunately, you are basically stuck there until you get the stairs to the main floor.
Now here's the real question: Is it ghost? Is it actually haunted, or is it alien?
It neither. It depends actually. So whenever you get an omen,
actually, okay, that's cool.
Whenever you get an omen, you have to roll 6 dice. You get 8 dice in total, but you have to roll 6 of them to determine if the haunt starts or not. And if the haunt starts, then you have to look at the room and the omen, and that determines the haunt. There are, I think, 51 base haunts, and then if you get the expansion, there are like 105, I think. Something. And one person ends up being the traitor, which is determined by the haunt number. Or there could be a secret traitor that's determined by, like, you drawing tiles.
To be clear, anyone who thinks I'm weird for asking if it was really haunted or aliens, you are not familiar enough with the paranormal if you question whether or not aliens are involved. Because you always have to question whether or not there are aliens involved!
It's always a possibility that it's aliens. That is just a well-known fact in the paranormal community.
That's how Lost
If there's anything weird going on, there's 100% at least some chance that it's aliens.
God damn it. But so yeah, and when that happens, then it's either the traitor wins by this specific way, or the non-traitors, the survivors win.
So there are traitors?
Yeah, the traitor isn't determined until the haunt starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
This actually sounds kind of fun.
It is.
This is a board
fun.
game?
Yes, it is a board game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Cam introduced me into it. I recommend it.
I wonder if there's like a flash game like Town of Salem somewhere that we can version of it that we can play.
I'm sure we can tabletop simulator it.
Maybe.
Actually, yeah. I've got tabletop sim.
I do not. We can look into seeing if it's there though.
That'd be interesting.
Each character as well. There's there's technically 12 characters because each character has 2 different sides of their little like pentagon that you have for them. Because you have speed stat, you have what the fuck is it called? You have like a strength stat, you have a knowledge stat, and a sanity stat, and depending on the haunts and stuff, depending on the haunt, depending on the item, and dependent on the event, that could change ebb and flow. Because like there's a haunt that's a bite. You get a bite, so you have to make a melee 4 attack against the person on your right. Makes a melee 4 attack against you. So then you have to defend that, and if you lose that defense, you take the subtracted total as physical damage. And so it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Sounds a little bit more, excuse me, Call of Cthulhu-y than I expected it would.
Mm-hmm.
Mason, do you have any games that you've been playing, or
well,
I know there's one game that
yeah.
you're not playing, very specifically, but we'll get into that
All
later.
right. We've been Cobra and I have been hitting Heroes of the Storm pretty much all week.
There's a reason we were spiked
Yeah,
into that.
I was
Once again,
supposed to be playing Atlas, so I'll talk more about that later.
Don't
But
feel bad,
so
no one's playing Atlas.
yes, so
It's okay.
yeah, well, people are. So instead of that, we were playing Heroes of the Storm pretty much all week, except for this weekend where I was out with my family up until about 2 hours ago. But other than like that and like dipping into Siege every like earlier this week, that's pretty much.
Well, that's our like chronic illness.
Yeah, that's like that is
We don't-
current.
we don't
That
need
is
to
currently our addiction is Siege.
We don't need to state when we've been playing Siege. Cause
It's just expected. Yeah. There was like a month where we didn't when communism was starting to take over, but you know,
Yeah.
it's over,
Yeah.
so back in the
Yeah,
saddle.
it'll be Dude, the fucking the anger I felt at the Rainbow Six Siege community when they started accepting that shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also been playing my Witcher 3 new game plus.
Can we talk a fair bit about Heroes real quick?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about some Heroes of the Storm. So
I guess MOBAs aren't like the king they used to be. Battle Royale's kind of the fad right now. But like, I played a little bit of League of Legends. I did not enjoy it.
I didn't either.
I played an ungodly amount of Smite.
Yes.
And just now I've started playing Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm is so damn unique. It's really cool. I will say, I get why it's not it's not premium. I get why it's a free-to-play game. I feel like the game would be a lot better if it had some kind of premium in it. Something similar to
A Founders
the God
Pack?
Pack. Yeah, or something like that. Would help a lot because honestly the 30 characters, there's a pack you pay $30, you get 30 characters, but it's a random grouping of characters, a lot of which you'll never use or never want to use.
Well, it's not random. It's specifically created to. It's specifically created so that one, it doesn't overlap with the starter bundle, and two, it comes with a balanced variety of types of characters to play. Like it comes with summoners, it comes with assassins, it comes with warriors, it comes with tanks, it comes with support. It comes with a little bit of everything, but 30 characters, that's a lot to have for Heroes of the Storm. That's a lot of variety to play, but how many of those are you going to play? Because you don't get to handpick the 30 that you want. You get 30 previously signed of characters that you're probably not going to want to play, at least half of them.
Additionally, there's a really weird thing where there are character rotations, which is the staple of the MOBA genre, but it's especially bad with Heroes of the Storm because you unlock rotation slots as you level, which is asinine.
Yeah, so you start with 5, and I think you level up to having a total of 10 rotational slots. I think it's a way of getting newer players accustomed to playing certain character, or let them practice with this character more, so that they at least feel some manner of improvement before getting another character to play. The biggest issue for us, I think, was the map rotation and how levels affect that.
So that's a double-edged sword. So you're forced to play one map until you get so many characters, I think.
Yeah, you're stuck on Cursed Hollow.
Count towards. But this is good and bad. It's good because it basically nullifies most smurfing, because once you get off of that map, you're not gonna see as many Smurfs because it's actually a fair bit of fucking work to get like to the other maps, especially some of them later down. So it kind of mitigates the Smurfing issue, I think, which is like the worst effing thing in Smite.
Yeah.
But it's a massive annoyance for new players to be on this one map that's not even that good for an incredibly long time.
Curse Hall is probably my least favorite map in the entire game. Maybe
Yeah,
Warhead Junction. I do not like
maybe
Warhead Junction.
Hanamura.
I don't mind Hanamura as much. I don't love it.
In terms of game mechanics, though, it's also very unique. There's no items. Almost thank Christ for that, because it's really interesting that there's not. There's just talents. And you have all your abilities from the start. You don't have to level to unlock abilities, so there's no worrying about picking the wrong ability until later. And then your talents, instead of just making each ability stronger as you level, are all unique effects that can like really build your character in a unique way.
Really, like completely change your gameplay. Like you can turn a character from a tank to like an assassin build.
Yeah.
Or a bruiser build, more like.
There's 2 ults for every character, which creates a lot of like interplay. And additionally, having to wait that long for your ult is really great because it allows you to pick your ult per how the game is going. So for like, there's a lot like this is a terrible example because he's such a complex character. For like Murky, who I've been playing a lot of, he's got March of the Murlocs, which is a channel ability, or can become channel. It's an ability that bangs a horde of Murlocs just in front of you and just makes an area basically unusable for the enemy. If you're having a lot of team fights fighting over objectives on a lot of objective maps, that's awesome. It just basically means, okay, we're getting this objective, or the enemy comes in, fights, and dies. His other option, if you're not having as many team fights or smaller team fights, is Octograb, where Octopus comes up from the earth and grabs them for the longest stun in the game. So, less team fights, you pick that one, and it's incredibly good ult.
Mm-hmm.
The double-edged sword with it is that there's no personal leveling. All XP is shared in the game. So, it almost hurts more if you have really bad teammates, because
they're literally holding you back. They're quite literally holding you back from like how you're performing.
Wow.
It's annoying.
It's annoying, especially when we keep getting matched with people that literally don't do anything. Like, there's one thing where they don't know what they're doing, but by the time that they're out of Cursed Hollow and into these other maps, they should have at least some knowledge of what they're doing. But there's like 4 tiers of map unlock, of like unlocking maps. So like you get Cursed Hollow, you unlock like 3 or 4 characters, and then they unlock about 3 or 4 more maps, and then another 3 or 4, another 3 or 4
maps.
maps.
Consultation to this, there are a ton of maps, and they're all unique.
They all have different objectives.
And most of them are pretty good compared to most MOBAs that have 1 map per game type.
Yep.
To be fair.
Yeah. As well, like every map has different lane sizes, lane numbers. Like one of them will have like all lanes are exactly the same size. Some of them will be like, oh, bottom lane's extremely long, and middle lane's extra, like, and top lane's extra short. Stuff like that. So like, I mean, they're all super unique, and they all have different objectives. Yeah, some of them are just 2 lanes, and that's really interesting considering that even then you would still have 5 people on it at all times. Another thing that's really interesting is you get to pick your character before you actually queue up.
Yeah.
So it always matches you with someone with like a team a balanced team essentially against another balanced team.
Which might I add,
role wise,
we've recently been having a ton of issues with that in Overwatch. It's been absolutely terrible.
Overwatch is absolutely dog shit when it comes to that. Smite was really bad with people like auto locking stuff. So I mean, like now if you know that you want to play like this character, you can just play that character, which is really good for people that just want to try something instead of like being forced into picking like filling.
The fact that this is also a Blizzard game and Overwatch hasn't at least had like a preferential role that you can pick when queuing is very upsetting to me. That they don't do that.
Yeah, like prefer support.
Yeah.
before healer.
Toxicity is really bad in it.
That feels like it's the case with every single MOBA though. Like people
To be
people
clear,
take
look,
MOBAs
anyone out
extremely
there
seriously.
who also plays Siege, you're like, the Siege community is so toxic. No, it's not. The Siege community.
Play one MOBA. Play one
Play
MOBA,
Smite.
and you'll
Play
understand.
Smite play 3 rounds of Smite online, dude. That's all.
And you'll get like 6 death threats, whether you're doing good or bad.
Yeah.
Siege is not toxic. Anyone who says Siege is toxic has not played a MOBA. Heroes is
Or
so
just
bad.
have really
it's
bad
ridiculous.
luck.
Heroes is really bad with toxicity, but it has
I've been
it has
crashed before and had MVP.
it has a nice handy mute chat button and mute ping. So like they could ping,
Yeah.
you can mute their chat, they'll ping spam you, you can mute their pings.
I will say I love fucking with those dudes. Like,
It's pretty funny.
especially like when me and Mason will roleplay Cho'Gall, who's like, by the way, another great thing about the game, super interesting characters. We'll explain him in a minute. When we play Cho'Gall, which is a character who's 2 people like controlling the same one, we'll like refer to each other as brothers and like speak stupid like them. Like my favorite one when we started matches, say, "Okay, brother Cho, you go top, I'll go bottom." Oh wait, because they're connected together. But like, I
That's
love fucking with them because any joking in like Heroes of the Storm is like, "No,
Yeah, you're not allowed to have fun.
good for you."
The emote at the beginning is good luck, have fun, but you're not allowed to do the second half. So yeah,
Yeah, just good luck.
yeah, just good luck. Don't fuck
Don't
up.
fuck up, kid.
Don't fuck up. Yeah, but fucking Cho'Gall is like the best. You literally have to queue up. You have to have someone else with you to play. So like someone has to pick Cho. I own Cho, so I pick Cho, and then someone else in your party has to pick Gall, in order for you to even queue together, or to queue as the character. It is the it's the only character in the game that's like that, or in any MOBA
There are other
really.
incredibly interesting characters though, unique things that I've seen no other MOBA or maybe even game do. So like I mentioned Murky earlier, he's probably my favorite character right now. Him dying doesn't matter. He's worth a quarter of the XP of a normal hero dying, and he has an egg he can place where he'll respawn at it in 8 seconds every time he dies.
There's actually another character that has something similar. Rexar has a bear named Misha, and if Misha
Oh, yeah,
dies,
I was just
Misha
reading
only
about him.
counts as 25 or 0.25 of a kill.
Yeah. But so Murky basically can just pester the shit out of the enemy team with no consequence.
Yeah.
He can go in for those kills that look like obviously lost causes, and it doesn't matter because if he does get it, that's a whole hero kill. And
Yep.
if they do kill him, that's a quarter of the XP you get from a hero kill, which, to be frank, is substantial.
It's
Not
less
as
than a
much as
minion.
other
It's
MOBAs.
it's less than a minion wave.
Yeah. Hero kills are not as substantial in this game as other games to partially
Nah.
mitigate the shared XP pool.
They definitely
there's
matter. Like early on, you can get like you can easily get like 2 levels ahead with a couple extra kills. But
Yeah.
later in the game, it matters almost nothing. Mercenary camps are probably the best source aside from minion waves of just XP. As long as someone is in the lane, those minions dead will count towards your team XP.
Yeah. There are other characters that are super interesting, like Abathur plays the game like a RTS.
Oh, it doesn't have the bullshit thing where final hit gets more XP because it's all shared.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
don't have to
all
worry
shared.
about that. So you, like
Oh,
every
to-
other
to
MOBA
get
does
rid of-
for some reason.
To get rid of the fucking atrocious issue in Smite and other games where last hit gets a objective. So like Smite is the worst about going for Fire Giant, which is this massive buff that can win you the game, and one player sneaks in and gets last hit on it, so you don't get it.
Camps, yeah.
Heroes of Storm fixes that, where after you kill it, you have to stay in the camp for a second, and then you get it, so it's pretty much well,
They can
it's
steal the kill,
impossible-
but you still have to capture it.
yeah.
So you
still
can
gotta catch
you get that extra chance to beat them out, and generally you'll be able to because they won't be in the zone.
It's much more fair.
And it's not a long cap, but it's not a quick cap either. So like it's enough to either knock someone out or back in or whatever.
It's one of those things where the range character can't get it.
Yeah, the range character
So,
can't
like-
just go in and snipe it real quick, like in
Yeah.
every other MOBA. Yeah, and then it's literally like the minions like come back to life and then enter the lane, and they'll either be like mercenary camps, minions where like they clear minion waves really quickly, so your lane moves faster, or like siege minions which do a ton of building damage. Yeah.
We have some news on Heroes of the Storm we'll talk about later, but for now, you ready to move on, Meme?
Yeah, I'm good.
Finally, I finished Red Dead Redemption 2.
Very impressive.
Go play it. And further news.
Don't want to spoil anything.
I'm gonna do my best not to spoil anything, and Rockstar made this very difficult because there are mechanics that I need to talk about. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you played the game, but there's mechanics that are tied to the story that I want to talk about the mechanic, but I can't. It's hard to explain without a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
The game is very good. It has an epilogue at the end, though, that ends up being about 10% of the game, actually. It is far too long. I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, but it's far too long, and after you get what is the actual climax of the game, it's weird to have another, like, 3, maybe 4 hours of gameplay to go through in the epilogue.
Well, how long was the epilogue for Red Dead Redemption?
It felt for me
Not
fairly long.
It's not.
Last time I played it, but in reality,
you mean okay? I need. So you mean the epilogue where John finishes the game basically and goes back to the ranch, right?
Yes.
Yes. At the end of Red Dead Redemption 1, you kill. I was about to spoil Red Dead Redemption 1. You kill, if I remember right, Dutch Vanderlyn, and that's the final person John was supposed to hunt. So he goes back to his ranch with his wife, and they basically live, happy, yay, and you get to be a rancher for a little while. You hang out with your son, you see John's life, and then, yeah, I'm spoiling Red Dead 1, fuck it.
Yeah,
no,
fuck it.
And then... Yeah, then the federal agents come back, the ones John was working for, and they are here to kill him. And he goes out and basically a blaze of glory and kills a few of the agents before they put him down. And then the game ends with John being buried, and there's one side quest left where you play as Jack Marston, his son, like 10 years later, and you kill the federal agent that killed John.
Yeah.
That's the epilogue to Red Dead 1. You at one point change the character you're playing in Red Dead 2, and that's when the epilogue begins, and you play that for 3 hours.
Jeez.
Whereas in the first game, you play Jack for one side mission, and then if you want to roam around, you can. But that's a very long time to like have this main character that you played, and you lose most of his stuff.
So like all your equipment's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one specific thing I want to talk about so fucking bad, and I need to cry over it, but I can't. Additionally, after I finished the game, I recognized that I remember reading an article way before Red Dead 2 came out that parts of the old game, or a large portion of the old game, was still in. But, like Armadillo, it's in the game. I never been to it. None of the story missions or side quests took me to Armadillo. And, as a kid, I played a fuck ton of Red Dead, so I was like, okay, I want to go visit Armadillo. And you can, but there's not much there. There's 2 events that were taking place when I got there, but like, there's no story missions or side quests or anything. And I kept riding west, and it's just empty. The hopefully me get, obviously, like, oh, it's there for fucking for DLC. Yeah, Rockstar DLC.
Oh god.
DLC, Rockstar DLC. Then I remember that, they don't.
It's Rockstar.
They don't do that anymore. They get all the monies from online, so they don't make DLC.
Oh no.
So I have no idea why there's that dead area in the West. The game's full of life in the parts that actually have you play, but I don't know why that's there. It seems weird to have made it. Maybe just to have that, yes, our map is this big kind of thing. I guess. And it's, by the way, it's absolutely correct. Like, as I rode to Armadillo, I recognized landmarks in the first game. It's very... They were very faithful to the original map.
I wonder if you get the chance to play it again, if because nothing takes you there. If you go there as
Arthur?
yeah, if you go there as Arthur, maybe things are there.
There might be. I don't. It's not a spoiler because of how late it was. When I went there as the second character, there was a cholera outbreak in Armadillo, and there were very few people there who were there were like sick and on the ground. And like dying. And I couldn't find any way to help with the cholera outbreak. It seemed to just be a thing that was happening. I'm gonna be honest, real quick. The reason I went to Armadillo is because there's a piano player in the first game who annoyed the shit out of me, and me and my dad would find creative ways to murder him together. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna find that son bitch. So I rode down there and I went into there and there's no one at the piano and it never came down. So I was like, ah! You took from me the one thing I wanted.
Jeez.
But yeah, I don't know. There might be something different if you go as Arthur because there is a time skip.
Okay.
What was the other thing I wanted to mention? The weapons are all pretty interesting. They added one thing that wasn't in the original. Well, two specifically I should know. First of all, there's different ammo types, which at first is kind of bland. Like there's express rounds, do more damage, less range, high velocity, more range, less damage. But like shotguns have like slugs, which completely changes how you can use your shotgun. So like eventually you unlock the lever action 1887 shotgun, my dream gun, and like I can not even bring a rifle because weapons are limited in the game. You can only carry 2 long weapons and your pistols. So I could carry like a sniper rifle, which wouldn't be too good at medium range, and my shotgun with slugs and normal ammo. And if I needed some more range, I'd swap to slug ammo and just pop them with a shotgun slug, which was really fun.
So Cobra, question.
Yeah.
Elephant gun. You're going into this fight, and you have 1 shot left in the chamber in both of those weapons. Which one are you taking? The elephant gun or the whatever you just said for Red Dead?
The lever action.
Which one are you trusting?
Fucking lever action. It's a lever action.
He's gonna trust that lever action. It's his favorite gun of all time.
Yeah, my favorite gun is the Model 1887. I'm a little biased. As much as we praise the elephant gun that Vigil gets in Rainbow Six, there's no lever action in Rainbow Six at all.
Yeah.
If there was, I'd use it always.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I had to ask my dad has been looking forward to this game for a long time because he loves westerns. I did have to ask him, do you think that Django Unchained is a western? Because Django Unchained, if anyone saw the movie, it happens in the South almost entirely. A very large portion of Red Dead 2 is in the South. I believe it's a town based on New Orleans, is where you spend a lot of your time, called Saint Denis. But yeah, you're gonna spend most of your time actually in the South in Red Dead 2. And they do a pretty good job of like displaying the racist ass wealthy landowners and things like that. At one point, just riding around, I remember I came up on a clan meeting. And there's just a bunch of clans in there together preaching about white supremacy. And I was just, alright. Just leaned over my saddle bag, pulled out a stick of dynamite. I can't tell you how much honor I got from that. One stick of dynamite raised my honor bar about 20%.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Long story short, though, I love the game. And it's definitely one of Rockstar's, adds to Rockstar's long list of classic games that everybody probably should play. Ugh, I'm glad I got that out. I like fishing, too. The fishing in Red Dead 2 is its own game.
Yeah. It ends up being it in most games.
It's no Gwent, but it's good. Are we getting in news now? Is there something else you guys want to talk about?
I think we're good on news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to start at the top, or is there anything specific you want to jump on?
I ain't got nothing to jump right in on. Yeah,
We all know there's something he wants to jump in on right now, and it's currently in his downloads right now.
Yeah.
Max, you want to talk about that first?
You know what? Sure, it's topical. Atlas. Holy shit, Atlas. It was supposed to originally launch about 4 days after our last podcast on the 13th, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sitting there on the 13th, ready to play. I was waiting. I had my finger on the Steam page open, getting ready, hitting reload. And then 6 o'clock hit, and it wasn't up. About 30 minutes pass, still not up. 10 more minutes, and they send out a tweet. A tweet saying that the game would be delayed for 6 days. 6 days until the 21st. Upon the 21st, we got news. Another 30 minutes after the game was supposed to be released, it was delayed again until the 22nd. People had taken off work. People had plans canceled in hopes of playing Atlas on launch. Those were thrown away. I even got a key for it. They gave me a key to play it, but I was with my family all weekend, so I've still not yet played it. I have it downloading in my Steam right now. But there are a bunch of mixed things going on right now about the game.
It's very early access.
It is very early access. It is an early access game. This is what most of us expected.
That doesn't excuse like the absolute dog shit PR though.
It is. No, it is absolute dog shit PR. They've stated multiple times that they had very poor communication with us, as yes, they fucking have. But they have been working since launch, night and day, to fix server issues, to fix any sort of bugs and glitches. The game, I think, just went down for maintenance today for about 3 hours.
It's gonna go down a lot.
Yeah, it's an early access title. It's expected for a game like this to go down a lot, especially one as ambitious and big as this. It is a massive MMO made by the Ark devs, Ark Survival Evolved. The server holds about 40,000 people. It would take you about 30 hours to traverse the entire map on a boat from one end to the other. Like, it is insanely huge. It's a pirate game. It's really fun. Or it at least looks really fun. The people that I've talked to that have been playing it, most of them really like it. Obviously, a couple of them are very biased, or it's like their favorite genre of game because it's like a survival game mixed with an MMO.
To be fair, we have a tendency to play pretty much every pirate game that gets released. It's not like a
and
isometric RPG.
People love pirate games. People just do. It's very rare we get one, but people do really like them a lot.
As you can tell by our incredible stream of the Vampire Coast DLC
and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
By the way, I did get a pirate hat from my sister for early Christmas today.
Awesome.
And an eye patch. But
yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Yes. This is coming to Xbox in the game preview, so that's probably when I will actually be purchasing it. But I do have a free key, so I will be able to play it.
Additionally, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually a history student and my specialization's in Caribbean history and pirates. So,
lots of pirates.
Yeah, we're partial to pirates.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so rough launch, a lot of delays. It's an early access. It's not its full launch, so I'm not worried about it. This really isn't that big a deal.
Technically, the game was actually delayed 4 times, by the way.
Yes, it was delayed on the 13th.
just released it in January.
Yep.
Just take a little more time to release it in January next time, because Christ, guys.
Yep. It was delayed on the 13th, again on the 19th, and once more on the 21st.
Additionally, it was discovered that by using a controller, you can actually access a ARC menu that asks you if you want to play on Ragnarok, the Center, Island, like that.
Yeah, so it obviously it's made by the same people as Ark, so it uses a lot of brought over code, especially in an early state like this, where it would literally just be more beneficial to them to reuse the code while they're still working on their own.
It reuses assets as well, just
for now. Yes, it is currently reusing assets, but again, when the very first shareholder trailer for the game was entirely Ark assets. Like it was an Ark Raft, an Ark Megalodon. It was August. It was August when that trailer. And yeah, since August, massive fucking strides. Like
we don't know when that trailer was made. Fairness, we don't know when it was actually made. We just know when it was leaked.
Yeah, but we could assume it was sometime in August, sometime or in this summer. Sometime in this summer, that trailer was made.
You can make that assumption. I don't think it's safe, but yeah.
Yeah, we did as well get like an extended gameplay, like a 3-minute long extended gameplay trailer.
It's ambitious as shit, the game.
Yeah, it is hugely ambitious.
A lot of people absolutely hate Studio Wildcard, who is the developer of this, despite the fact they're going by Grape Shot.
Yes.
It is Wildcard. I can only assume it's because
Ark was made by 4 big studios, or four not really big studios, but 4 studios brought together to one big group to make Ark, and they finished Ark. Like Ark is a finished game. They updated it continuously until its full launch, and even then they continued to update it with expansions and just regular content.
The majority of shit the Wildcard devs get is for their poor optimization of the PC version specifically. I don't know if the people that play Ark honestly ever gave a shit about optimization that much, on the console anyway. I haven't played PC version, but PC gamers are famously dumbasses when it comes to optimization and how much they want to bitch about it. On Xbox One, it's always ran pretty well. I think.
The issue with optimization on PC is that it's physically impossible to standardize optimization, because computers are not standard. Computers are different. Every single computer, every single type of computer at the very least, is built differently. People build their own computers.
To play devil's advocate, Mason, other games don't have that issue though. To the degree that Ark arguably does. Yeah.
That being said, though, let's just say that their minimum system requirements are not the actual minimum system requirements.
No, they are not.
If you have an advanced system, you can run it just fine. There's really no problem. Obviously, if you don't, then you're gonna have issues. But that's the same with most games.
The other major criticism is developers that actually released the DLC prior to getting out of early access, Scorched Earth. If I had to guess, honestly, I'd tell you that's due to a lawsuit that they had. It's a pretty fucking stupid lawsuit, in my opinion. But they were sued because one of their developers apparently had broken a non-compete clause, which is a very vague contract.
Yeah.
But yeah, they technically did. To be frank, I don't think no game development. The industry does not need non-compete clauses because they don't make sense. It's because IP is one of the main drivers of video games. Right. There's no way to compete with another IP that you worked on without making it in some way unique, or else it'll fail because it'll be a cheap clone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What I'm saying making sense?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not something we need in the industry anyway, but that's a whole nother topic to go down some other day. But that's the argument for why they released the DLC before releasing early access.
Yeah, and I mean, as well, they had continuously updated the game. It honestly felt like at that point they just wanted to do something big before the full launch of the game. And it was big. It's smaller than the island map, but the island map's fucking huge.
Island's massive.
Yeah.
They've also released partially player created maps like Ragnarok, which is actually the big
Mhm.
snap in
And the
art.
center.
Yeah, and you can play those on console, even though it was made for PC.
Mhm. And I mean, it's
I
not.
don't-
It's like it was
Yeah.
seriously like they like every it felt like every 2 weeks we got like something new to do in the game.
I will say, the launch of Atlas on PC has confirmed my feelings of I'll be happily waiting until it's on console
Yep.
and works better.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, if you have the current gen of console, I would just wait for that. Not fucking Switch. Not a Switch. It ain't gonna go on the Switch. Don't
Or
even
if it does,
bother.
It's bad. Don't buy the Arc. Don't buy the Arc on Switch either. It doesn't work.
I don't believe it's been approved by Sony either yet. But it is coming to the Xbox games preview for sure.
Approved by Sony's a weird.
Yeah.
Sony don't do. Sony approved Life of Black Tiger. I think Atlas
Well-
is fine.
Well, it's either not been approved or they haven't offered it yet.
Yeah.
I would
Because
say the latter.
to my knowledge, it has not been announced for coming to
They
PC. It's
came to
only been
Xbox
announced for
first with Arc
PC
as well.
and Xbox. Yeah,
Xbox is a hell of a lot easier to develop for, so that's probably why.
yeah. But yeah, that's the main thing. Streamers did get early access to the game actually on the 19th. They did get access
wow.
about 2 days before release. Yeah.
Can you talk about the?
I got my key on the 21st, and I could have played it before release, but I wasn't home.
By the way, for all those people out there listening, we cannot tell you how fucking proud we are of the fact that we actually got a free game key.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Wildcard / Grape Shot / Instant Games. Thank you very much for that. We do appreciate it.
I will be playing it as soon as I'm in.
And we're sorry for shitting on you.
Well, they are working tirelessly to fix it. I am in their Discord. I've got the early bird rank actually for being there since they opened it.
But for the record, if you fuck up, I will dye your hair yellow with piss. Don't expect different.
All right. So we can move on from Atlas now. And
Well, no.
hopefully I'll
I
be able to
do.
play it
In
a
all
bit.
sincerity, thank you for giving a key to us we're small fries.
Yeah.
Like, we're really small fries, and I'm glad we got a key.
Yes.
Thank you.
Small fries in a big ocean.
A big thank you to Grape Shot for the key, and I will be playing it. Next up we have
Witcher DLC?
Yes, Witcher DLC. Also known as Monster Hunter DLC, apparently.
No. This is the third Witcher DLC. Okay, this is the gods foretold of it. We're gonna release The Witcher 3 after delay it 16 times. Then we ain't gonna have a season. No. You tell you what, we gonna give you DLC. They gave us 2 DLC, Hearts of Stone, which is great, and Blood and Wine, which is great. And then they say, no, we done. No more Witcher for a while. Damn.
Yeah. So long story short.
And then out of nowhere, we got wait for Monster Hunter Witcher DLC.
Yeah.
It's a Witcher DLC. Yeah. And it's free. Alright, go on.
From Capcom we got a big news about Monster Hunter World. For those still involved in it, we have friends that are more heavily involved than we are, but very
casual.
Yeah, very casually. But we did get a very big Monster Hunter update involving not only a Witcher themed crossover, like they've been doing Final Fantasy stuff, a couple other things, Devil May Cry with the Dante's Devil Sword, but we got Witcher 3 themed coordination with them, so that's really cool crossover. We don't have all the information for it, or it might be out, or it might be coming out very soon.
No, it comes out early. It comes out early 2019.
Yeah, it's coming out very soon. As well, the cool Taroth raid is getting an update to where it's getting basically an arc-tempered version, which if you don't know what that is, basically just like it's like hard mode on crack cocaine. It's like double hard mode.
Yeah.
The Witcher would call it Death March mode.
Yeah.
The NSFW mode, but
Yeah.
not real.
As well, on top of that, like we're getting an entire expansion.
Which is something anyone, which is definitely a good idea for Capcom's perspective, because this game has actually made an astronomical amount of money.
And this is like literally the biggest thing that Cober and I at least have been talking about since we like started playing this game when it released is expansions. They could do so much with it by adding, look at that, a new area.
They could just. There's no need to release a new game. They have such a
Yeah,
pure
they
base
don't.
this was
Please don't
concerned.
release a new game. This game is perfectly good on its own. Just release more content for the game. Keep releasing more content, and people will keep playing it. Iceborne, it's bringing us to this new Arctic zone, which is going to be really interesting to see. It's complete with new monsters to fight, like a whole bunch of new armor sets, obviously weapon sets. It's going to be. I'm really excited. New quest ranks. Obviously, you're going to be leveling up more. So yeah, this is going to be really cool. A whole new story and a whole new land in autumn next fall.
I can't find a solid number for the most recent, but by by August, Monster Hunter World had sold over 10 million copies.
Yes. Yeah, this is an extremely high selling game.
That was in August,
Yeah.
for the record. And now the game is also getting a free trial version, which will sell them an even larger boatload of
That's
copies.
really interesting, actually. I didn't know that. Free trial version
wow.
for this game is really cool. Because yeah, it is still $60, I think, off
I'm
sale.
sorry for everyone that has to play on what I think I would say, and you guys would say as well, the worst map the game has to offer.
Ancient Forest.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. It's a fucking maze.
Oh my god, this is gorgeous! How do I get around?
How do I get literally anywhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming
Where
from
the
people
fuck
that
did
have
I
been
go
playing since it
leave?
launched, we still get fucking lost in that place every now and then.
It is a shit show in that place, but it is beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool. We're excited for it. I'm sure a lot of people are. Anyone that's played this game and liked it is gonna love this, most likely. So that'll get a lot of people back into playing it. Yeah, so that's really cool. Really excited for that.
Yeah, just
next fall.
Just really good.
Yeah, really good for the
those
game
areas-
that we've been saying since release that they could do so much with expansions to this game.
To know as well for this game specifically, the producer and I believe director of it is actually the younger son of the CEO of Capcom, and it's because of him there's no microtransactions or really funny business with this game because he fronted the money for it. This is his baby.
Oh wow!
Speaking of, is this free DLC? Is this a free expansion or free content expansion?
Geralt is free. Iceborne will cost money. They have not announced how much.
Okay. So that's it's probably it.
Maybe you take your job seriously. And
That's
read
fine.
The damn links I give you.
I didn't. I did read it. I didn't see anything about.
Iceborne looks.
I didn't see. Yeah, I only saw stuff about Geralt and Iceborne. I didn't see anything about the cost.
Yeah, they didn't announce cost. The release date is a very vague autumn 2019.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, I'd rather them give me that than like a date that they can't uphold.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Moving right along. Can we talk about 2033? Just a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I fucked this up a little bit. So Metro Exodus has actually been gone gold. That's from the Ukrainian studio. Which, by the way, holy hats off to those guys for actually getting a game done early during the absolute shitstorm their country's involved in. I'm not gonna speak for you guys. With the first lady being Ukrainian right now, and Russia doing this, I feel like we're in a very awkward position. And I don't think anyone's happy with what Russia's doing, but I think we have a special position to be pissed off right now. But they're having to deal with that right now in their country. If I'm not wrong, I think they're still under martial law right now. while they try and make sure that Russia is not going to try and take more land off them. But despite all that, they got this game done early, and it's now been pushed up to release the February 15th. It still looks very good and the most ambitious Metro game so far.
Mm-hmm. I personally have not played any of the Metro games. I think one just came to Game Pass, so I might try it at some point.
The
first one's a bit of a wonky mess from what I've heard. I played Last Light and I loved it. I also read the first book in the series, Metro 2033. Don't read that book. It's terrible. The game is much better. Play the game. It is good. In additional news by that, the movie adaptation for Metro has just gotten canceled because the writer decided to cancel it because it wasn't going well. Which is to say that MGM Film was fucking it up because they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I think with everything that's happened with the superhero movie genre and a number of other things, it's pretty obvious to the world at this point that the Hollywood film studios are morons 90% of the time, including even Disney occasionally, despite how much money they print. But they want to Americanize the game and have it take place in Washington D.C.
instead of Moscow. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you played the actual games, there are Nazis in it and things that would not make sense.
It relies so heavily on the setting that changing the setting would completely change the narrative to something that would be just completely
absolutely
dog shit. Yeah.
There's a quote from him. Yeah, here I'm gonna read a quote from him. A lot of things didn't work out in Washington D.C. Oh, Jesus. Gluthovsky said, in Washington, D.C., Nazis don't work. Communists don't work at all. And the Dark Ones don't work. Washington, D.C. is a black city, basically. That's not at all the illusion I want to have. It's a metaphor of general xenophobia, but it's not a comment on African Americans at all. So it didn't work. They had to replace the Dark Ones with... Dark Ones are it's hard to explain. They're kind of like mutated humans in the book. In the games.
But he knew general public would allude it to something else completely.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what the writer is afraid of.
Yeah.
They had to replace the Dark Ones with some kind of random beast, and as long as the beasts don't look human, the entire story of xenophobia doesn't work, which was very important to me as a convinced internationalist. They turned it into a very generic thing.
Yeah.
He goes on. MGM's reasoning was Americans have a reputation for liking stories about America, despite our obsession with fucking anime, which takes place in Japan. That goddamn MGM. And just goes on about that. Here he has a really good quote as well. We've seen the American version of the apocalypse a lot of times, an audience that like the genre are educated and saturated and not really wishing to get more of that. Which he's right. A Russian apocalypse is definitely something new and sort of unique to his story that I would want to see in film.
Yeah.
But basically, MGM was stupid and wanted to adapt his story for what they thought would make more money, and it would have just
pissed off the fan base. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is fucking dumb. It's such a stupid idea to do.
Yeah. Final thing he goes on with is he states that he hopes he still wants to make a movie. He still wants Hollywood to make a movie for him of his book. Obviously because of the check, but my God, let's clap for this man that instead of just selling his book, the name of it, and letting them do whatever the hell they want with it and making that terrible movie, that he said, okay, no, and pulled back.
Yeah.
But he said he still wants the movie to get made, and he hopes the next game that's being made, because unlike the Witcher writer, he's actually very happy with the games. He hopes that the new game will add popularity enough to get more interest in a movie.
Yeah. Which it does. These newer games tend to reach much wider audiences these days.
Each Metro has done extremely better than the last. There's only 2 of them so far, actually, so that might not be fair to say. But 2033 did not do too great, but it was about indie. It was AA, but it was about indie, dude.
Yeah.
Metro Last Light felt like a AAA game, despite the fact the studio was about the same size, if I'm not wrong. And this one's supposed to be even bigger and better.
Wow.
we'll see when it comes out February 15th because they pushed it up. Does anybody else? Do we want to put the stories in a hat and have one of you randomly pick, or is there something you want to go with next? Anybody?
We can hit the Epic roadmap.
Ah, okay.
Our little segment on the Epic Games Store.
Yes.
It's actually a really big deal.
Yeah. We don't play Fortnite. Cobra and I dislike it greatly. Taylor, how do you feel?
I played it, I believe seasons 5 I played it every season up until these last two, or not every season, the 2 seasons before the last 2. I enjoyed my time playing it. I grew stale of it. I haven't followed up with it, so I really don't care much for the game anymore. I don't even think my brothers play it anymore. Like
Okay.
it's gotten pretty stale because it's, Battle Royale is definitely unique, I think, but it's like, I think it's ran its course because now everyone's doing it, and it's just like, all right. All right.
Well, it's still not so much that as much as it's just they keep trying to make it appeal to wider audiences, which just ruin the game as a whole.
Yes.
Because they just keep wanting to hit literally everything. Like they want to appeal to everything, and it just doesn't work together that way.
To be fair, as much as you guys are speaking about this, it's still the #1 game in the world.
It is.
Not just America, the world.
It is succeeding in that, but that is the reason why I have lost complete fucking interest in it. Is just it's to the point where the game just feels so bad. Like it just doesn't feel like it works anymore. But it's still it's a meme that people just play it now.
Yeah. I mean,
as someone that actually goes in and analyzes gameplay and stuff, like to me, it feels weak, like very, very weak. And a massive
make
money
sure
grab.
They don't know about your opinions on Overwatch and then never listen to this podcast again.
Overwatch definitely has its problems.
Let's not get into that for the moment.
yeah, but like, for any fan of any game, for me, like if you don't see that your game has a problem, because there is always going to be a problem with
It's like wool over the eyes.
If you don't see that your game has a problem with it,
Who was giving me shit because I didn't like any game? He said,
Inked.
"The ink." It's not that I don't like. It's not that there's no games that I like. It's just that every game has a fault. There's no perfect game, obviously.
Yeah. We're allowed to criticize games. That's the whole point of being a fucking critic. That's the whole point of this podcast, for the most part, is to analyze and criticize.
Now,
and
Caleb,
appreciate.
Mason,
If you would stop interrupting, perhaps we can get back to the show. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Give the people what they want.
The Epic cross-platform games services. So they basically just released their roadmap along with the Epic Games Store for upcoming 2019 and what their plans are.
Ambitious.
It is almost entirely to do with cross-platform, not necessarily play, but cross-platform integration.
Functionality.
Yeah, with the Epic Games Store, and that's going to include login, friends list. Your profile will carry over to everything. Some serious
entitlements, which is an interesting point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paid item entitlements. What that means to me is like your skins in Fortnite, your V-Bucks are going to carry over.
Yeah.
Is what that means to me. I don't know about games because that feels like it's going to be really hard for them to get cross-platform game licenses over to other storefronts.
Additionally, talking about this cross-platform login and friends, they say they'll support all 7 major platforms: PC, Mac, iOS, Android, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Yeah, so both mobile platforms, PC and Mac, and then both
no
Linux, notably, and all 3 big consoles on the market, which is very ambitious, especially when talking about PlayStation.
Yes.
So two things that are actually really big deals as well
And
that
iOS.
most people might not think of as a big deal is the cross-platform achievements and trophies.
Yeah, that is, and cloud storage, cloud save files.
And save games. And if you play on Xbox, or I don't know if PlayStation works this way. I don't think PlayStation works exactly like it. On Xbox, if you play online, you have cloud save games. Your saves are in the cloud and on your local. They're all backed up.
Yeah, so if you log into your account on any other console, it'll download your save file.
Yep. So can I play terrible example. Can I play Subnautica on the Xbox and go to Epic Game Store and play Subnautica where I left off? That's the question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, and this one says parties and
Very good one.
matchmaking. So to me, parties mean they do say with cross-platform voice comms, parties mean that you'll be able to play with your friends on other consoles and matchmake with them. So you know, games like Rocket League already have this. Fortnite has this already. There's no cross-platform voice comms for them, I don't believe, other than I guess Game Chat might have it.
I think Game Chat is.
We haven't
the
tested
one,
this,
yeah.
obviously. None of us really have the need for it because we all play on Xbox, or we all play together on PC, or all play together on Xbox.
I think the largest hurdle here, by the way, is honestly Mac.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Xbox cares more than anything about for
Integration.
Recently, they care about pushing Windows and they care about pushing the Windows Store. Having Mac be part of this, that you can play on a Mac with the Xbox and the Windows perfectly, I think might chafe them a little bit.
Yeah, so that's the big thing. Well, they're pushing Play Anywhere as well, but that's at the same time you're still using the Windows Store in some manner. It's just making it more enticing for you to buy a game if you know that you can play it on two systems if you buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the voice comms will be completely free, much like Discord.
Coming to all platforms as well.
Yeah. So the way I see this is going to work is like the Skype app on Xbox.
I'm not so
or
sure.
the
I don't know how
alleged
Microsoft is going to play
supposed
this.
Discord app that's coming, quote unquote.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out, especially when they're looking for. I mean, most of this looks to be coming by Q3.
The big thing
So-
I think that they need to work on is this PC Mac overlay though, because their Epic Game Store right now is a fucking shit show of just like you can't do anything on it.
Yeah, it is.
You can't use it. Like I even tried to access it on the last podcast and it would not even load up. I'll see if I can load it up again.
I didn't grab the story for us. It just came out today. But additionally, there is a small issue of people are going to the Steam page, Steam forum, sorry, for Subnautica for game support. Because Epic Games almost touts as a positive thing that they don't have forums because they think it will limit toxicity. But people are going to Steam forums for support of Epic Games Store.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well, this month, Subnautica is free. I downloaded it. I'm gonna play it. So yeah.
Yeah. After we're done with Valkyrie Chronicles,
Super Meat Boy. You've actually only got until the 27th to pick up Subnautica. On the 28th, Super Meat Boy will be available
if your computer probably can't run it, I would suggest download the Epic Game Store and just pick up the games they give you.
Yeah, I mean, like you download them, you will own them. They will be tied to your Epic Games account the moment you click redeem.
It's not even like Xbox Live games with gold where you have to have gold to go get the rights to them. You can just do it.
Yeah.
I would just say do it.
Yeah, I mean, a free game's a free game.
Yeah, it's free. It's a free game.
Additionally,
It's a good game, from what I hear.
It's been announced that Skybound will only be bringing the rest of the final season of The Walking Dead to Epic Game Store. If you already bought the season pass or whatever, on another platform, you can still get it there. But anyone who wants it on PC is gonna have to go to Epic Game Store. I can only assume this is because Epic Game Store has a much better cut than anyone else besides Discord, which we'll talk about in just a second. I guess that's why Kirkman decided to do this. If you don't know, obviously it's Kirkman's new studio who's gonna finish Epic Games, and they have already got 40 of Telltale's employees to come over and work for them to finish the game. Speaking of the cut thing, though, Discord has recently joined in apparently the split wars that have been happening.
I'll actually go to my
Discord-
display capture real quick on this one.
Discord is now the best in the revenue split by being 90-10. Discord gets 10%, developer gets 90. I'll be honest, this is hurting Steam at this point, because Steam has the worst... Well, actually, Steam and GOG, as much as I tout GOG, have the worst split, where the store gets 30% and developer 70%.
Yes.
Wow.
Technically, the best split is still itch.io, but that's a weird little caveat, because that store is so small.
Yes. As you
in
can
fairness-
see as well, they've been building up a lot of like first on Discords. Like they've been grabbing a lot of titles
yeah.
to be
We have not spoken
first
enough about
released on Discord. That includes Sinner Sacrifice for Redemption was released first on Discord. It's on other platforms now. It's on Game Pass for Xbox, I believe. But it came first to Discord Nitro, which is their store. As well, recently last year, The Nightmare came out, which I've seen a lot of gameplay on it. It looks very interesting. It looks really fun. It's like a 4v1 horror game, but it's like a little bit different.
I did not even look at the Discord store before Mason brought this game up to me, and I've been looking at it since. Where they have like pretty little games like Parkasaurus. That looks cute. That looks fun. I want to play that.
Yeah, it's it looks like Dino Island a little bit. Build your own theme park.
Then they have Minion Monsters, which looks like an interesting like card game MOBA hybrid.
Yeah, these are all first on Discord.
Bad
North apparently came first to Discord. I've seen it advertised on the Steam store, but I guess they might have pulled their Steam release to come here.
A lot of games have been spooling their Steam releases for the Epic Game Store. Yeah. A lot of people are calling this a bad thing because they just want one place for their games. My response to that is get the fuck over it.
No, I agree.
I mean,
Steam has been doing nothing but resting on its laurels and basically getting their 30% from other people's work while they do almost nothing for a decade now, and releasing absolute crap or just continuing with their predatory games like Dota 2 or CSGO. And now Artifact, which is even worse, where there are some cards that cost more than the actual game.
Oh yeah, and if you go down, there are even games that are free with Nitro if you pay for their subscription. So yeah, I guess they have their own subscription, and that'll get you a ton of games like Nidhogg, Darksiders 2, Limbo, just a lot of games. I guess Metro Last Light Redux as well is getting it. FTL is on here for free with Nitro subscribe. So yeah, it's just a lot of people are jumping in on the PC game store. It looks like on getting their own.
My response
they realize
to that is about time.
Yeah, because they've realized how shit it is to have a monopoly, and Steam, Valve having that monopoly when they don't even make
I always
games.
predicted that GOG would be the like prodigal son. But it's looking like it's gonna be a mix now of GOG, Steam, Discord, and Epic.
Yeah.
Discord and Epic have both kind of done a very smart thing where they have this absolutely massive user base. Discord from its voice service and Epic Games from Fortnite, where you already have their launchers or their apps installed, and now all of a sudden it's also a store.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you play on PC, chances are 9 times out of 10 you're using Discord for online communication.
Ever since Curse died. Technically, Twitch did the same thing where they tried to sell games, but they also ruined Curse when they bought it, so it didn't work for them.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so that's interesting. A lot
we used to
of
use
new.
curse.
Yeah,
It was
Holy
great.
shit.
That was the good old days.
that was like 2 years ago.
God. Yeah, holy
They bought that shit like over 2 years ago.
Holy shit. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Mason, where are we at on time?
We're at 1 hour, 15 minutes.
Oh God, no! Pod B only gives us so much time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just edit out all the bits with Taylor.
Well, that's including the intro as well. And we're almost done.
Yeah.
My ass, we are. All right, everybody,
never mind.
rapid fire. Get your automatics out.
All right. I mean, we got a lot of small stuff anyway. We hit a lot of the big ones. We still got Blizzard. But...
There's a new DLC for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion 10 years after the game came out.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about that. It's just a thing I thought was humorous.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Age of Mythology released their Chinese DLC, adding the Chinese pantheon to the game. Literally
Except they broke the
14
fucking
years.
game?
It broke the game because it's a 14-year-old game. Like it ran on XP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When your game is best on XP and you release the fucking
Mm-hmm.
DLC in 2016.
I guess while we're talking about Fortnite, we should probably actually, or Epic Games at least, we should talk about the dance suing.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Yeah.
There's not much to say because we already had a discussion last episode.
Yeah,
but basically,
we got some more people jumping in on this. The floss, the kid with the floss, that did the floss, I guess.
That kid's guy has something wrong with him, by the way. I watched that flossing video. He must not be right in the head. Poor little bastard. I hope he gets some help.
On top of that, the
I don't know what kind of meds
Carlton,
they give him to help balance him out, but they ain't working.
the Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro wants to sue Epic as well
Not
for using
unusual.
the Carlton. Now last time we had this argument, where I guess some rapper named 2 Milli was trying to sue over using a move in his from one of his videos. So chances are, if they rule in the favor, it'll be almost entirely because of the fact that it is literally the entire dance. For these ones are being completely copied by Fortnite and sold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are being
Both of
sold,
these
but-
are being sold for real money. So while
2 Millis was as well.
well, the guy from 2 Millis was it was in the battle pass. But I'm gonna make the same argument. Whereas his was a single movement, while this was literally the entire dance. Like the Carlton is the entire Carlton. It's not just like one part of it. It is the entire Carlton is being done in the Fortnite dance. So yeah, like you can see it side by side. It is the entire thing is what's being portrayed in Fortnite here. I don't have a video of the floss, but I think everyone who's anyone that's been in public has seen a 10-year-old do the floss.
Can I be straight with you? I actually had, and I had to look at the video.
Really? You've never seen anyone do this?
No, I never even heard who this kid was.
I never knew the kid was, but I've seen the dance done by every 10-year-old in a Walmart ever.
Never seen it.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it because I have a younger brother who is a freshman in high school, so.
Rip. Yeah. Yeah, so these ones do have at least some sort of case, if you ask me. So, yeah. I mean, I've never agreed that in Fortnite, I've always felt them to be like really fucking scammy because like money grabs, especially because they didn't create this. None of this was them creating anything. All they did was do the motion capture or animation. They never actually created these dances. These are not their creations.
Yep,
In fairness, though, we've already discussed this.
Yeah, so we can move
not
on
too
now.
much to talk about. Whenever one of them gets settled, we'll talk a lot about that.
Yeah, we'll like precedence. Yeah, here we go.
Very small thing, real quick. The designer of Civ 5's new game has had its first footage shown. I believe it's the first footage shown of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very different from Civ. You play as a barbarian tribe trying to conquer Rome. It's interesting. I'll give it a try, but it's very different from Civ and will not have its replayability, unfortunately.
Yeah, because it is super specific.
Oh, I never said the name. It's called At the Gates, for those curious.
It
Guardian
clearly does
article-
not have the money behind it that Civ did either.
Yeah, it does.
But it is by the same like creative talent. John
An
Schaefer
article
of Civ
came
5.
out from The Guardian saying that video games are becoming more popular among teenage girls in a British survey that came out. I mean, is that surprising to anybody?
No, like I said, games are reaching a
No.
much wider audience now. They're
Yeah.
popping more and more into pop culture.
I mean, about fucking.
Yeah, parents that play them generally, their kids are gonna want to start playing them.
It's always angered me when feminazis would say, "Am I allowed to say that? Is that
Yeah, you're
cringy?
allowed.
Is
Yeah,
that okay?
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, that's
fine.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I got permission,
Yeah.
bitch. Anyway, the feminazis would say things like how misogynistic a culture gaming is and things like that.
Yeah, like there's that
Uh,
meme where it's like, this is why I fucking hate video games, because it appeals to like the male fantasy, and then there's like a meme of just like something fucking stupid in a video game,
Like
because that,
Clementine,
yeah,
the male fantasy of raising a daughter that you had to adopt in a zombie apocalypse.
yeah, basically,
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
yeah. So I mean, it's not surprising.
This one's a bigger deal. I don't know. I don't know how much we can say about it. It's not just obvious by its existence. There are now in-game advertisements of Street Fighter V. They look stupid.
Yeah, they're like skins, aren't they? They're like player skins or character
add-ons
skins.
to the skins. Like they cover
They look,
parts
yeah,
of the
like
character.
they cover they cover like fucking like tattoos for certain characters.
Yeah, like one character. By the way, if any, just not even just an American thing, but any country, if you have a character in Street Fighter who has an American flag tattoo get replaced by advertisement, that's really disgusting.
Yeah, so let me
Any country's flag
yeah,
being
look at
covered
this.
by fucking advertisement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is not good. We see advertisements in mobile games and stuff, but but they've since died out in console. Like in the
Normally-
early days, we would get like those advertisements in games. Like if you guys remember
Now,
the
to be
Burger King
fair,
games.
Legit Stone did a great video on this. Sometimes it's not bad. You can do advertisements in games when they fit the world, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in a fantasy
hate-
setting or anything like that, yeah. Or if it's
Yeah,
like
but
overdone.
well, no, I mean like if you're in Watch Dogs and there's a billboard for Kentucky Fried Chicken. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
If I'm Chicago, I expect to see a Kentucky Fried Chicken billboard somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is not that. On the bright side, you can opt out of it and never see it.
Why
if you
wouldn't
opt
you?
in though, because they give you currency.
Jesus.
Yeah. The advertisements are in incredibly poor taste. Like I said, there's an American flag that gets covered by it.
Yeah.
There's one where like there's a character who wears skulls around his neck from like his village, people in his village who were like massacred or something. One of those skulls of a child has an advertisement on it.
Oh my god.
There's one character. I'm sorry, people. I don't play fighting games very much. I'm trying to find.
I
his
don't play
name.
Street Fighter at all.
There's a character who has an ultimate that has some kind. Here, Akuma. A guy named Akuma. He has an iconic
yes.
finishing move that shows his back with a symbol on it normally, and instead it's an advertisement now.
Jesus.
These are not like Coke or anything like that. They're just for the Pro Tour right now, but obviously it's going to expand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They look terrible.
Like I could understand it more if it was like
Subtle.
yeah, this is a lot.
It's literally like
understand
in your
you feel
face.
like-
It doesn't even match
Just
the art
look-
style of the game.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
like
Just
it's
look at the
tacky.
image. Look at the image of Blanca, for example.
Yeah, it's literally just
Yeah.
pasted on his shorts. Just pasted
Mhm.
over him.
Just on him, it's on it 5 times. Just
Yeah.
the front of him. His belt, both his arm braces, and twice on his shorts.
Yeah,
Really?
for real.
Mm-hmm. Like I can
Also-
understand if it was like one patch somewhere on like a part of their
Just like,
costume.
yeah, the one on that shoulder there.
Also,
No.
if Guile was Japanese and had a Japanese flag there, it doesn't matter. You don't replace a
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
It just comes out as looking terrible, and it's in poor taste.
Yeah. It comes out as you being pathetic and greedy with your game, and just
Yeah.
you literally don't give a shit about your game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god,
Like
Mason,
you're
we don't-
telling everyone that you just don't give a shit.
Mason, we're gonna go over.
Yeah, probably. We'll figure it out.
You don't just say we'll figure it out. That means you're gonna come up with something last second and not do it.
That's not true.
All right. What do you want to talk about next then? You pick. No, Taylor, you're the guest. You pick.
You want me to pick? Let's go ahead. Do you want to talk about Fallout 76?
We can always talk about.
We never want to talk. No one wants to talk
Yeah.
about Fallout 76.
We always have a shit pile. No one wants to talk about that shit pile, but we will all make a shit pile every time.
Of course.
So yeah, let's hit that.
We don't make it. Don't act like it's us making. That's not us.
Oh no, I know.
That's their decision.
No, the shit pile is us shitting on it and creating a shit pile over it.
It's already shit there. We're just.
Oh yeah,
shit to shit.
we're just adding on to it.
So it's been found in the game's code that there are loot boxes ready to be added at the press of a button. Apparently.
Literally the press of a button. It's already in the it's in the game. It's just not shown.
Yeah, and obviously, if they actually press that button, this game will die very quickly, as it is already in a very, very bad way.
Mm-hmm.
The loot boxes add XP boost, damage boost, things like that.
Rad resist too.
Yeah. They are server wide apparently, so you can't like use damage buff and win every PvP fight. It's just for like PvE stuff that you can use it for.
Yeah.
Still, it's pretty much pay to win. Like it actually is.
It says potentially, so that makes me think it's like, hey, there's a single buff, or there's also a server wide buff. Like there's like a level 1 and then a level 3.
Yeah.
Is
It
like
still
it
just
sounds like.
that if they do press that button, the game is just gonna shit on it.
It's already dying. This
And
game
yeah.
is already dead.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's just already dead.
Yeah, the only people that are still playing this are the people with the wool over their eyes.
So this is an article from Eurogamer, and I apologize everybody, but we're American trash. We use the US dollar. We don't understand other currencies particularly well, so this is in euros, and I'm gonna do my
I know a
damnedest.
euro is slightly more than $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Slightly more. It's like
because
110.
Richard Nixon took us off the gold.
Shut up.
Anyway, so the Christmas bundle is 16 pounds. I don't know why your currency is weight. I don't know what it's weight of. Right? So 16 pounds of monies. For I'll stop.
It's 114.
16 pounds for a Christmas bundle of virtual items, and 14 pounds for a giant sign have been added. And by the way, this is because obviously their virtual currency does not come in like a way that you can buy it and have an exact zero amount to get exactly what you want. You always have some left over because fuck you.
Yeah, because it's got a premium currency.
Yeah.
It's like $20 for a paint, for like a spray, or for like a paint job for your power armor.
And because it's Christmas, the Christmas bundle is actually on sale, and normally would cost £20.
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck that
it's
is.
about
in real money.
$25.
Okay, thank you. So if you're curious, by the way, that's about a third of the full game at normal price, and about the price of the actual full game. And yeah. That's awful. That's also another.
No, go ahead, go, bro.
Fallout 76 is already selling at $26 American at some retailers as well. So yes,
But they can't even give the game away.
Yes, they can't really give the game away. So some of their DLC or microtransactions in the game are costing more than the actual game now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like...
That's sad.
Mm-hmm. It's like the people who still play this game that bought it at the very beginning have got to be pissed as shit. Because like
It
someone who
keeps
has bought it
getting worse.
later has got to be, which I don't know why you
Yeah,
bought
like
it.
they saved about like $30 to $40 if they just waited
They
a
were
month.
like, oh, if I want to get this Christmas shit, I'm basically just buying the full game anyway, so it just doesn't really matter. But like, God, why?
I think
What
the
the
point
fuck?
here, everybody, is don't play this piece of shit fucking game.
Like, yeah, just seriously,
Uh,
this is a travesty on just like games as a whole. Like, this is disgusting.
This
Don't-
is
don't
also
waste
a
your
0
time.
This is
hour
the
thing
worst possible thing that like
This is
that a great
also
company like
0
Bethesda
hour.
could have done.
0 hour story I couldn't put in. They're actually offering it's going to be on Bethesda's own launcher, of course. But for people who've bought Fallout 76 and have played it, they're going to give you Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics. Try and make up for this incredible shitstorm. Those games are pennies though, and we're actually giving away for free already when Interplay lost the license.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty petty offering, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for the amount of trouble that this game has had and put out, the comebacks for it, like, this is what we're going to do to try and make you happier, has been dog shit.
Yeah, they like
It's not worth it.
for
It's
the
not worth
whole
your time and
like
effort.
bag issue. Like their thing was like, here's 500 atoms, and you can put in a ticket for your new bags, but your private information will get out.
Yeah.
Like,
Like that actually fucking happened. That was a thing that
it's
happened.
not worth your time and effort trying to buy this game.
Just don't. Please don't.
Just, yeah, it's not
It's
worth it.
selling
It's,
awfully, like,
it's such a waste of money.
it should have come out, dude. It should have been free to play at this point.
Yeah. If they were planning on monetizing this with loot boxes and stuff, they should have released it free to play if they planned on it. Especially in like the type of game that it is.
Actually, let's probably link this. Let's go ahead and. There's another thing that came out in that there's actually a formula because of some numbers that Sony released through their trophy system to figure out how many people are playing a game on PlayStation. We don't know how accurate the numbers are, but based on it, there's only been it determines players, by the way. I want to note that, not sales, but players.
Yeah.
So obviously there's some people who will buy a game and never play it, not a lot. And then there's people who will share copies of a game, like Mason never bought a copy of Fallout 76 to play on his PlayStation. He played his dad's copy.
Yep, and
So,
my grandpa
his
was
account-
playing that copy as well.
Yeah, his account has
Yeah.
played it, but he did not buy it. So these numbers are probably higher than the people who've actually bought it.
Mhm.
But according to that, the formula, Fallout 76 has only had 406,000 players on PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
Which is
Well, and wasn't there also the beta? So they could have.
That doesn't count.
Doesn't
You
count.
can't get
the achievements
in the
don't
beta.
yeah, achievements don't register during that.
Right.
So the numbers are inflated by that, but also, Taylor, you had to pre-order to get that. So most of
That's
the people
true.
who played the beta,
Uh,
a lot probably would have still ended up.
As well, you have to think as well, pre-owned sales, which
Jesus.
doesn't go to Bethesda.
Yeah.
So a lot of those
You're
would have
right.
returned the game, and then people would have bought that at a cheaper
Yeah.
price. So honestly,
No, but
they're
we're
probably
gonna
looking
take-
closer to about 300,000, if that.
Yeah.
We're gonna take an upper level and just say 4,000. Let's say 400,000.
400,000 are the numbers that we're seeing, but that is very inflated.
The PlayStation, that's only a PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 was the most popular console this generation, so Xbox probably had less, probably going to say 300,000. PC is only on the Bethesda launcher, not Steam, so probably worse sales than normal, but let's say they did as well as PlayStation 4 and had 400,000. That's still only 1.1 million sales for a AAA game from Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as Mason said, that's actually a pretty hopeful guesstimate.
That is very hopeful, yes.
That game is not selling well.
Yeah, you can't get a refund on PC because it wasn't through Steam.
Which
So
might be illegal.
it might be in some countries.
It is illegal.
It is illegal in some countries. So they were required to refund them if you were in Europe.
Real quick, yes, my Euro friends, I know what a fucking pound is. I'm just trying to piss you off. I love you. You're all great, except the British. Fuck you.
Rip our British audience.
Yeah.
Don't cut that! Don't you dare cut that!
Don't worry, Jerry. We love you.
Yeah. Yes.
They're the only ones, Jerry. You're all alone.
So yeah, it's a complete shit show. Please, if you think about buying it, don't. You're wasting your money. I 100% promise you, you are wasting your money. Yeah.
Do you want to hit the Blizzard news now?
Yep. Big stuff.
Sure.
Big stuff. Big stuff.
Would you like to, or would you like me?
I mean, we're both going to be in this anyway. Heroes of the Storm, they've announced that they're canceling their pro league. Development.
It's a surprise move.
Yeah, a surprise move just kind of out of nowhere because they did recently tell their esports teams that they would have as much, if not more, funding than last year's esports, and as well there's like a lawsuit on their hands because of this, because the winners of last season are guaranteed a spot.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
I'll do the legal jargon for you because I know it's bullshit. So there is not the pro league of Heroes of the Storm. A minor league competition was hosted by Blizzard, in which the winner of the minor league was promised a spot on a team in 2019. But and they're contractually obligated to give this person a spot in the 2019 competition. But as there's no 2019 league, he cannot be given a spot. And thus, Blizzard has breached their contract with those winners.
Yes.
But the actual pro league are contract workers, which is just a whole issue with esports, and have no recourse whatsoever. And this surprise decision basically is, hey, it's close to Christmas, you don't have a job next year.
Basically.
Yeah.
Just overnight it's collapsed.
They have announced that they are moving a lot of their developers to a much larger project. We don't know what that is.
No, they didn't say that. That's our guess of what actually is happening. What they've said is they're sending them over to Overwatch though, and other projects.
Yeah, other projects. They didn't
Wow.
they didn't specify exactly what, but yeah, they're basically shifting their focus more away towards Heroes of the Storm. However, development will continue on new heroes and themed events, but they'll probably be fewer and far between, which I think is needed in Heroes. I think it is actually releasing them at a very quick rate right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think it's ever good for developers to leave a project.
I agree.
Like
Especially
that.
if they had a pro league and then they canceled it and just stopped it altogether, which is another thing. It never needed a pro league to begin with, because I always saw Heroes of the Storm as a game for the fans. Like fans of Blizzard games, not really for a big stage, but for people to enjoy who like playing World of Warcraft, who like playing Diablo, who like playing StarCraft, who like playing Overwatch, to all come together and enjoy a game together.
Yeah.
Because all those games are completely different genres. RTS.
I don't like publishers trying to make pro leagues. I hate the publishers making pro leagues. I think if there's going to be a pro
I thought it was always
game,
it's supposed to be a third party thing, yeah.
That in the old days, that's how StarCraft got started.
Yeah.
StarCraft got started with minor league shit and with fans doing it, and then when it became apparent that fans wanted it, that's when the publisher got involved, and that's when John Bain, Total Biscuit, helped them make that a thing. He's the reason that esports exist as they do today, because he did that shit. But recently, publishers have been putting the cart before the horse, or in front of the horse.
Yeah.
By announcing a pro league before a game even comes out. Really.
Right.
I think that's just a problem in its own right with this.
Like Overwatch.
Yeah. Very, very troubling as well that they've gone to such length for helping their players in Overwatch, an absurd buy-in. For Overwatch, very specific salaries you have to give people, ways you have to treat your players.
Right.
But for Heroes of the Storm, they just completely said fuck you, and just overnight it's gone.
Yeah.
That's so troubling to me personally.
I mean, that just shows you where their morals really lie.
Yeah.
In terms of their game.
I mean, the biggest problem with Blizzard is how in bed they are with Activision at this point.
Well, that's actually another article we have.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got to read it.
I haven't read it, but I did see it. and I can pull it up here. But yeah,
Basically, ever since you're gonna have to give me these names because I know you fucking Blizzard fans like have the names of every employee at the damn company. The guy who left this year was the CEO. What was his name?
not this year. That was last year. That was Chris Metzen. Yeah, Chris Metzen, the CEO of Blizzard. He retired essentially. Yeah, he just retired.
There is no CEO of Blizzard ever since he retired.
No,
And
not really. But they're like the financial advisors and then the leaders of the team. Obviously, Ian Hazzikostas is kind of the big one there. I think at the moment, he's really in charge of he's mostly in charge of everything as far as like World of Warcraft and all the other teams. But there's basically a team leader on every game.
Yeah.
He's one of the big dogs. He's mostly in charge of this, but ever since they made the deal with Activision to get Bungie on their launch or Destiny on their launcher,
long before this, they'd actually been merged as Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago now.
Yeah, but they really didn't have anything to do with each other.
Mike Warheim is the CEO, Mason.
Mike Warheim, yeah.
I cannot find what I'm looking for.
That's right.
The big takeaway from this is I can't find their fucking name after I did that much research.
Ah, yes, here it is. So, specifically what this article is also saying with Activision growing is that they've, because they are inept at running any company, have contracted the consulting company McKinsey to help cut costs. And I had to research this company because I never heard of them. McKinsey is an inept organization of fools who attempt to give the employer the best possible numbers of how to cut costs and how much it will aid them to cut costs this way, when they have no fucking idea how to do what they're saying they can do. But the more they show how to cut costs, the more money they get paid through their contract.
Right.
So, yeah, great. That's what you need at a development studio. So they've been cutting costs, and this has also led to Blizzard trying to get people to accept a, what's the wording on this? A contract basically to leave called a... I'm so sorry, guys. Ah, here it is, a career crossroads. It's called a career crossroads deal, where basically you'll get this pile of money and you leave the company, no strings attached for the company. They don't have to give you any benefits or anything like that. You'll just leave. So they've been trying to get people to agree to that to leave the company without firing, because you don't have to have a reason for firing, and a couple of other things. So they're trying to reduce costs at Blizzard, which doesn't make any damn sense because Blizzard prints money. But that's what they're doing as Activision's influence is growing, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, so
yeah, okay.
I'm not at all surprised because as this article does state as well, Heroes of the Storm was absolutely its least successful financially because it is a free to play game.
I've always said this. I've always fucking said this.
Yeah.
Is this profitable? Yes or no? Yes,
it's absolutely.
No.
Yeah,
you said yes.
Exactly.
If it's profitable, then don't touch it. Let it continue to make profits. As soon as it doesn't make profits, you can cut it.
Yeah.
But if it's profitable,
as long as it's still making money, it's not it shouldn't be an issue. It's like if it's making more money than you're putting into it, then that is a success. That is a financial success.
If it makes like even a minuscule amount, it's making you money.
It's obviously
we can move this talent over, and they can make something more. Then hire more talent. Why would you stop making money from one source in the hopes that you could get it from a new source when you don't know if that's going to be profitable?
Yeah. Exactly. So
yeah.
Because you got games like Overwatch. It is a full price game. You buy that game, you own Overwatch. It also has microtransactions. Obviously, that's going to make a ton of money.
Exactly.
A ton of fucking money. World of Warcraft. It is an MMO. You buy it. You buy the game. You don't really have to anymore, actually. You buy the newest expansion. You buy the game. You pay a subscription monthly. That makes you a fuck ton of money. And there's small pet It's not
Well,
loot boxes.
yeah.
It is slight pet cosmetics and mounts. So I mean, it's not that bad. But yeah.
There is actually, I didn't have, once again, I couldn't fit, we have so much shit in here. There was actually an
Yeah.
article that Blizzard also has a package right now on WoW called, the Goodbye Forever bundle? Where they're
No.
retiring pets.
No, it's not that. They're not
Yeah,
retiring pets. They're putting them on. Hold on, I'll pull it up again. It's not the goodbye forever.
Well, farewell friend or something like that. The last time they sell these a very old pet, but if you look in the asterisks, it says they may return at some point.
Yeah.
So fuck
They're
you.
basically they're being vaulted right now, but it is a collection of every single mount and pet, and it's discounted per one you've already bought.
Okay.
So if it already exists on your account, it is discounted. I'm pretty sure.
In happier Blizzard news, Walmart sales are now open for Lucio's.
Lucio.
Lucio's.
So you can get your Lucio cereal now. I think it's sold out in pre-order, but you can go to your Walmart and get. Yeah.
Oh, let's break it down.
Mhm.
I love Lucio. And Mason, this will make you happier. I no longer say I'm a forced Lucio.
You just
maker.
did.
I actually-
You just did.
I actually love Lucio. No. I said it
Mm-hmm.
to I no longer refer to myself as that.
These two
Thank
are gonna
God.
kill each other. and shit.
The
From
last
the time
the last Minecraft update for last
Yeah.
generation consoles has
Yeah.
just released.
For me, it's very sad.
Yeah, so if you
It's
played
crazy.
Minecraft on the last generation, that means PlayStation Vita 3, Nintendo Wii U, and the 360. Their last update was received.
Notably, these are the last patches for Nintendo Wii U, PlayStation 3,
I just said that.
PlayStation Vita, and Xbox 360. In even more surprising news, they have been continuing to update the PlayStation Vita version.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. I thought that thing died as soon
It
as
did.
it was announced.
It
Well,
did.
No, it's weird. No, it's in a weird area. It has been getting seen amount of visual novels and Japanese JRPGs releasing like crazy.
Still,
Yeah, it's weird.
it must be easy to make games for it.
During the co-option
Gotta be.
podcast, John Bain would always shill for that fucking thing because he said it was so great and made him so sad that Sony abandoned it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's kind of an end of an era. This kind of heralds the end of the last generation, really, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
Minecraft's not updating on it, weirdly.
Didn't
uh,
even know they still were.
yeah. It's a oh shit moment, I think.
Yeah. It's more of a shocker, damn. Especially for us, as we're no longer we're out of the teens years and all
Yeah.
this shit, and it's just holy shit, this makes you feel old.
I'm gonna try and rapid fire. It's just a hair.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a World War Z game based on the movie, not the book, which is, terrible, but whatever. Cooperative third-person shooter. I don't know that we needed another cooperative zombie horde-killing game, to be honest.
Yeah, lots of those.
Especially with the World War Z license, but whatever.
Mhm. Also,
Uh,
yeah, I mean, we got Vermintide.
The Sam Raimi
Yeah.
suit is coming for free to Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. So pick that up. Yes, the 2002 suit from the movies that everybody loved before the latest Spider-Man that everybody
The
loved.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire, that's the one. Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
They announced the Xbox Live
Pizza
games are gold
time.
for next month. It's the award-nominated Celeste. Something called W2C, I think, 6, a racing game. Free again is Laura Croft in the Tomb of Osiris, which was
No, it's Guardian of Light.
Guardian of Light.
Yeah.
Sorry, Guardian of Light. Same game though that was free
Yes.
6 years ago, but at this point,
Yeah.
it's how many 360 games do you really have to give? And it was 6 years ago, so a lot of people probably
Viva
missed it.
Pinata.
Viva
Far,
Pinata.
Far Cry 2 is also the free 360 game, which is really good, all considered the best in the Far Cry franchise. And I often laud it, if nothing else, for the really interesting mechanic of keeping your character alive while you have malaria and having to try and find pills, as well as guns being like jamming if they're kept in poor condition, which is really unique, and not a lot of games have it.
It is really
It's like a super realistic.
China has lifted their games ban. This is actually not just games. It was on novels, pretty much any media really coming out of the West. So now they're coming in again.
Yeah, there was a 9-month freeze.
Yeah, 9-month freeze on anything. Once again, proving don't work with fucking China, you goddamn idiots.
So now they can play the actual version of Fortnite.
Yeah. You can now pre-order a Mountain Dew Gamer Fuel to get beta access to Division 2, because that's something.
You know, sure. If it's better than actually having to pre-order the game, dude. Just pre-order a drink, right? Like that's got.
How ridiculous is that?
But it's gotta be cheaper, right?
Gotta be.
Like you're spending a lot less money this way.
Do you remember?
I think it's dumb that you have to pay for it anyway. I think you should just apply for it and hope that you get access. But
yeah, or better yet, just have an open beta to stress test your effing server.
Or
and
open
test
beta.
The game out.
I mean, yeah. On one hand, open beta isn't the best way because it literally gives everyone access, including people that are not going to buy it. But it does give the people a chance to see at least like, oh, is this something that I want to play, as well as stress testing the servers like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So open.
Steam is,
yeah.
Steam is closing its video apps. If you didn't know, Steam was selling movies and a couple other things. That's not a thing anymore. I don't know who was buying or making a movie collection on Steam, but God help you if you did. Because that's gone now. And final bit of news, we actually finally have some news on Halo Infinite. 343 has confirmed the following. I'm just going to run through this list really quick. I've been talking a lot this podcast, and you can tell that my throat's starting to hurt. Black Undersits have been confirmed again for Infinite. Halo Reach will have Halo Infinite will have Halo Reach inspired player customization.
Love it.
Because
love it.
Let's be honest.
Best in the series.
The Halo Infinite Slipspace engine was developed with PC in mind, and that PC will be treated as a first-class citizen, but the Halo PC flighting program may come later than the other flights due to technical challenges with developing for PC, which a Halo game hasn't been developed for PC, barring.
They also have anti-cheat.
Since Halo 2, if I remember right, because Halo 2 had a Vista version. Players who reach level 150 in Halo 5 will receive a special reward in Halo Infinite. I think I'm level 70 or something. So,
well, apparently, I'm looking at the comments, and apparently the jump from 149 to 150 is the same as going from 1 to 148.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same amount of XP. It's like 25 million XP for that one level. And it equals, it straight up equals that to every level before it.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Like, the summation of every level before it. Like, that's fucked up. But
that is.
I'd like, yeah. I'm interested to see what it is, even though I know I'll never fucking get it.
If you know a great deal about Halo, this shouldn't be surprising. But the Slipspace engine is not completely made from scratch. It has elements from previous Halos. There have been elements. From what I understand, there are elements of Halo CE's engine still in the Halo engine. So yeah. Apparently they have to keep some things to make sure like grunts always act about the same. Apparently that's a thing. It's always weirded me out. I don't know a ton about engines, so I can't really comment.
They're also they're finally gonna start moving all their people from developing Halo 5 to fully focusing on Infinite, which is good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's really good.
And the flighting program, basically betas. For Infinite, will start small, but over time we'll have more and more players. Will be opt-in, and will be happening right up to release. Because much like Halo 5, they're actually going to be true betas, and not like what EA does.
Or Fallout.
Or Bethesda.
Yeah.
3 hours at a time, my ass. Fuck you.
Mason, what's that watermark? What are we at time?
156.
Ooh.
Oh my god, we did it. Alright, we gotta cut it now! We're gonna cut it!
Alright.
Taylor, thank you for coming. We love you. May. Think about everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in.
Wait. Taylor, you got a Mixer channel?
I do. Mixer.com twitch.tv/JazzBlast.
JazzBlast. Mixer.
You'll see me streaming with Mason.
It's
sometimes.
better than Twitch.
Yep.
Follow him there. Follow Mason. I'm sure you'll see him play Atlas eventually if the game works. Bye, everybody.